Hey guys, Retro Gaming Maniac here, and in this video I wanted to show you my TurboGrafx 16 collection. Now it's a very small collection, and it's a system that I really wanted to collect for about a year ago, and I'm still interested in collecting for it, but really the system has gotten so expensive to collect for. I can't really even find these kind of games in the game stores nearby, like the retro game stores. Occasionally they'll have like a random loose cart of Keith Courage and Alpha Zone, but that's about it. So I've got a small stack of TurboGrafx games that I have gotten. I kind of went for about 6 months and was really collecting for it, and then I just kind of dropped off after that. But it's a very interesting system. Here it is right here. Very expensive, hard to find. I lucked out and got mine with a copy of Bonk's Revenge for like $100. Came with one controller. You have to buy an adapter just to play multiplayer games, so that kind of sucks. It only has one controller port. But anyways, let's get down to the games. First up, a really awesome game. I have Power Golf. Now if you don't know what a TurboGrafx 16 game looks like, it looks like this. Comes in a jewel case, pretty standard, has the sticker on it. Hopefully you can see that okay. And then when you open it up, you've got your manual, and you have your cue card, I think is what they call them, and it usually comes in a plastic sheath, and it's got a little bitty plastic holder right there, and those tend to break a lot and get lost a lot. So nothing crazy, just a cheap golf game, but you know, it was like $5 I think. Next up, now this game is really cool, and it's called Final Lap Twin, and what it is, it's a racing game with RPG elements, and it's actually really cool. It even has like an overworld. If I can, I'll try to put some gameplay down in the corner so you can see it. Very cool game, and kind of an underrated hidden gem on the TurboGrafx. But that's Final Lap Twin. And next up we have one that I was very happy to get this at a good price, and that is Alien Crush, which is like a alien themed pinball game, and it's very cool. The one I really want is one called Devil's Crush, which is same thing, just very dark and pretty dark and graphic. It's pretty cool. I just like that sort of thing. But next up we have a game. If you like shooters, you'll like this one. It's a game called Sidearms, and the cool thing about this one, if I remember correctly, is it's a side-scrolling shooter, and you can actually touch the bottom and top portions of the screen without dying, which is cool. I hate that in games where if you touch the bottom, you blow up. But there it is. Let's get on to the next one here. Now this was a really cool shooter. I believe it's based off an arcade game. I don't know too much about the TurboGrafx. Like I said, I started collecting for it and I just kind of stopped. But this one is called Bloody Wolf. Very cool game. It's a game kind of like, if you ever played Guerrilla War on the NES, it's kind of like that. Very cool arcadey shooter. I'm trying to think of the name of that game. Not Smash TV. It plays sort of like Smash TV, but I'll put some video footage and I'll let the game explain itself. Very cool game. A must-have game if you're collecting for the TurboGrafx. Here is another game that's not a must-have game. That is Sports TV Baseball. Now the sports games on the TurboGrafx are not bad, but they're just sports games, so you can kind of pass on that. Davis Cup Tennis. Now they're sports games. They're cheap compared to the other TurboGrafx games that are out there, so that's why I have them. And Sports TV Football. I mean, it's football on the TurboGrafx. It's alright. Now this was a packing game for most systems, or all systems, but it's not a bad game. It's just not, it's not great. That's Keith Courage and Alpha Zones for the TurboGrafx. Not a bad game. You'll recognize some of this game and Pat the NES Punk's intro in some of his videos. You'll see some gameplay for this. You'll probably recognize the tune as well. But it's not a bad game. It's a side-scrolling action platformer, and it's decent, but it's kind of mediocre, to be honest. Not bad, but mediocre. Next up we have Sonic Spike, and this is actually not a bad volleyball game if you're into volleyball games. I used to really love the one on the NES, so this is not a bad one though. And here we have Bonk's Adventure. This is actually the one that came packaged with my system. I got this and the system and everything for like $100 on Craigslist, so it wasn't bad. Bonk's Adventure. And this was kind of the character it's supposed to be pushing the TurboGrafx. You know, Nintendo had Mario, Sega had Sonic, and the TurboGrafx had Bonk. Which, oddly enough, Bonk's Adventure or Bonk's Revenge, there was a Bonk's game that came out on the NES as well, so I thought that was kind of weird. But that'd be like Sonic coming out on Nintendo, you know what I mean, back in the day. World Class Baseball, nothing crazy. And Dungeon Explorer. This game is actually pretty cool. It's an RPG type, Zelda type game for the TurboGrafx. It's not bad. Somebody wrote, looks like a passcode on the manual, so that kind of sucks. But I should try putting it in and just see what happens, because more than likely that's how you save in this game, but I'm not sure. And the only complete inbox game that I have for the TurboGrafx is Splatterhouse, and this is probably my favorite game on the TurboGrafx. It's a very bloody, very graphic, side-scrolling beat-em-up. You play as Rick, I believe it's Rick, and you have to go and rescue your girlfriend in this mansion. Very graphic game, very bloody, and a ton of fun too. And after this, they had releases on the Sega Genesis. I believe Splatterhouse 2 and 3 were released. And there's actually a really cool reproduction cart that has like blood in it and stuff. That has, I think, all the Splatterhouse games on it that my buddy Reggie has. Y'all have got to check that out though. Whoops, I dropped it. But anyways, that's my small TurboGrafx collection. I hope you enjoyed the video. Not much to it, but I like it, you know. These games are so expensive now. They've actually gone up in price. Even the sports games have gone up a good bit. But if you're looking to collect for the TurboGrafx, it's definitely a good system. I believe it is a 8-bit system with a 16-bit processor. So it's kind of somewhere in the middle graphics-wise between the NES and the Super Nintendo. But it's a great system. It's an underrated system. And it's just so hard to collect for because it's so expensive. Now if you've got, you know, plenty of money, then go right at it. I mean, you can find these games on eBay most of the time, but good luck finding them in retro game stores. I have a lot of retro game stores close to where I live, and I can't hardly find any of these games. But anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and hopefully we will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.